Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. It's Caleb with TennoArmory.com. Today I wanted to give you guys a rundown of how prices have fluctuated over the 2 weeks, or at least what our data has shown. So just for those of you that don't know how we get our data, there are three moderators of our price sheets. And basically we have a huge spreadsheet, and every time one of us sells something, we put it up on that price sheet. I mostly sell blueprints, prime blueprints, and a couple mods, very specific mods, and we target the mods that we feel have sold or are selling the best or are worth the most. So we don't really go for those 1 to 5 platinum trades. We try to go above and beyond that, well above and beyond that. Most of my platinum, or most of my prime blueprints that I sell are going to be anywhere from, on average, about 18 to 20 platinum per sale. So I try to get those high ticket items. I'm not a big volume seller. I'm more of a bigger price ticket seller. So let me go ahead and show you our online website. If you haven't already seen it, it's over here at TennoArmory.com. So today I'm going to be updating this price list a little bit. I've already updated a couple things, and I wanted to give you guys some reasoning as to why I think these prices have increased, why the community is starting to ask for these items a little more, and they're getting in high demand. So let's get right into this. So we already know when Tranquil Cleave first came out, this thing was selling for upwards of 100 platinum, right? It was in high demand, everybody wanted it. Over the last couple weeks, we've seen a decrease, and now on average you start selling it for anywhere from 20 to 30. Our average is 24 platinum. That's usually what we see it for on the market now. It's about 20 to 30 platinum. So that's one thing that's kind of been on the decrease. I think it has decreased in price because of the new decisive judgment. You being able to get it from the dark specters in the conflicts, because it's so easy for you to get in a Warframe and just speed run it, find them, kill the Tennos, desecrate them with necros, and get out. It's way too easy. Now they've changed it so the maps are different, so it's not as easy to farm them, or it's not as quick to farm them, but it's still just as easy to farm them. So that's probably why the price of it has dropped. And again, guys, don't be fooled by the price. Decisive judgment during that 1 week or whatever, where you were able to speed run them. I mean, we stocked up on them. I myself have like 13 decisive judgments. So don't be fooled. Don't go out there and start buying decisive judgment for 30, 40 platinum. It was ridiculously easy to get. Just about everybody has at least one or two. The market should be flooded with them. I don't see them for very much nowadays. But don't be fooled. I know a lot of people out there will try and will try and tell you that it's the high price, and it's not. One thing that we're probably gonna, there's a lot of prices on here that have increased. Crushing Ruin being one of them. It actually has almost doubled in price. A lot of people have been asking for that. Oh, sorry about that. And let's see. Crimson Dervish, the big one, got increased 35. It's still selling really well. The Crimson Dervish, you get them from the Bombards, and you get them. The best place to farm them, I have found, or we have found, is Keystale and Ceres. You get quite a bit of them. And another place to find them is Apollodorus on Mercury. But we have found that they really only start spawning until 12 minutes and only last about 5. After that, they just stop. They get replaced by the flame guys with the flamethrowers. I forget what they're called. So it's not that good spot. You gotta wait 12 minutes and then you only have a 5-minute window. I'd much rather do Keystale. But for those low-level players, yeah, you can get away with doing Mercury. So let's get into some of the mods that have jumped up in price. This week, Gnashing Pariah has jumped up a lot. Well, not a lot. I want to say about 6 platinum on our spreadsheet. Let me just double check that. Yeah, so it's jumped up a little bit. We'll be reflecting that price in a little bit. We'll change it up. Another one that has changed a lot is Gleaming Talon. This thing right here. For those of you that don't know what Gleaming Talon is, it's the glaive stance, and you get them from the the ospreys, the leech ospreys. So you're not able to desecrate these guys, right? So that automatically makes it higher up on our price sheet. It's not as easy to farm. They don't come out in swarms. You get a couple per mission or a couple per wave. So it's not something you can farm easily, you know. Usually with items that have a large volume of enemies that drop it, tend to go lower in price because it's easier to farm. And same thing if they're enemies you're able to desecrate, obviously the price is going to go down because it's going to be easier to farm. Gleaming Talon gives you none of those, so it's not easy to farm. So yeah, that has dropped up a price. Not only that, but we found that a lot of people have been asking for it lately. So keep an eye out for Gleaming Talon. If you see anybody trying to sell it for 10, 12 platinum, buy it, resell it. We do a lot of buying and reselling. We turn around a lot of items. So if we see anyone selling these guys for less, we'll automatically buy them. Like I said, Gnashing Pariah right now will be selling for a little more. Grim Fury has actually gone up. Reason being is we had it listed for lower, but we had a couple sales and we managed to get a good amount. We're trying to sell them for 25-30. Reason being is they drop off of the, what are they, Power Fists, Grenadier Power Fists. And so you got to go to sabotage missions or capture missions, and you get just a couple of them. These guys are not an enemy you find in quantity. I mean, there's like maybe 12 to 5 per mission, and I mean, you got to go out and find them. They're not like just swarming at you. So it really sucks. Makes them hard to farm. You're not going to find them on survival. You're not going to find them on mobile defense. So it's, and they're on missions that you don't want to run. You know, people don't run sabotage and capture missions to farm anything. You know, so it sucks. But if you like the new weapons stances, like if you like combos and everything like that, it's really fun. Like the Kokage, using the Grim Fury with it, it's fun. So I mean, if you're looking out for that, guys, or if you have it, sell it. Don't sell it for cheap. It's not an easy item to come by. Yes, you can desecrate the Power Fists, but they're harder to find. They're like the Leech Ospreys, except they're harder to find because Leech Ospreys you can find them on defense, so they're gonna keep coming at you. You know, whereas the Power Fist won't. So make sure that if you get one, you're selling it. Try to get a little more. 25 platinum is what we've been selling them for. And 30, from 25 to 30, but try to get 25 platinum. Don't go any less than 20. It's too hard to farm. We've only farmed, between the three of us, we've only farmed one. we've bought a couple and resold them, but you know, if we spend 2-3 hours individually, we don't run the same mission, obviously. So if it takes us, I think we farmed it like 3 or 4 hours and then we just gave up and only found one. So if we've got 3 different guys running it for 3 hours, it's 9 hours total. 9 hours, you only find one. It's not uncommon. It's rare as far as I'm concerned, you know. And we did run them with Desecrate, so you're getting the double chance, or another chance of getting the drop. But we still weren't able to get a lot of them. So I would definitely not, you know, if someone's trying to sell this for 5 platinum, buy it. It's too rare of an item. It's too hard to farm, and it's on maps that you don't even want to farm. So yeah, I definitely picked that up. And the last one that we've seen go up in price, I don't know if I've already mentioned it, I don't think I have, is the not Reaping Spiral, where is it? The Stalking Fan. I'm pretty sure, I don't know why this, I don't think we've updated the price on this one right here. It should have gone up, there it is. It went up about 12 platinum. I'm going to start color coding them. So if they've gone up in price, I'm going to make them green. If they've kind of stayed the same, I'll make them yellow. Or if they've had a price decrease, I'll make them red. I was thinking about color coding that. I'm not sure how many of us want that, but we might make that a feature. But yeah, Stalking Fan has gone up in price. A lot of people have been asking for it. It's a fun mod. 32 platinum is what we're about selling them for. Again, it's still a pretty good item to get because it's easy to sell. I wouldn't say it's high on demand, but it won't take you that long to sell it. We've had really good turnaround with it. We've purchased a couple at low and sell them at high. So those are the items that this week we've seen the most significant fluctuations in price. Usually, if something only, like if our average drops maybe 1 or 2 platinum, we won't really change the price on it. We'll kind of keep it the same. We figure it might have been an off week, or you know, we didn't try hard enough to sell it for a little more. So we won't really change the price if it's just a platinum or 2, but if it's anywhere from 5 to 10 platinum and a jump, we will change it for you guys to make sure that we're up on prices. This says May 11th, but we have made a couple changes today. I just haven't updated it, so it should be May 15th, Thursday, May 15th. So we do try to keep up with the dates. So if you always check these, they'll usually be correct. So this needs to be updated the 15th, but every 2 weeks we'll try to update the price sheet, or at least with our data. One thing that is true with our website, Tenno Armory, is we don't like to do a lot of guesstimating. If there's some items like that are like a platinum or 2 that we really deem not really worth anything, like they're either way too easy to get, the market's over flooded with them, or no one's asking for it, it's like nobody wants it, it's like hard to sell it, and if you do sell it, it's like 1 to 3 platinum. We really don't like to put the prices up there for you, so we will kind of just guess on that because we don't sell a lot of data. But for the majority of the items on here, we don't guess on the prices. We only use data that we have. We've actually sold these items. We've sold them in high quantities. We try to only put data that we have on here for items that we've sold at the beginning, more than 5. Now we've sold items upwards of 10 or 15 times minimum. So we have a pretty good pool of data to pull from. So they're pretty trustworthy prices. And also one thing to know, guys, is we do sell across 3 different regions. We sell in US West, East, and Europe. We haven't gone into the Oceanic or the what is it called, the South American region or Asian region. So we might start opening up them. We just haven't seen a lot of traffic. Every time we're in those regions, there's not a lot of people trading, so we just don't really invest a lot of time into it. But if it increases in the activity, we'll definitely jump in there and start trading. So these prices aren't just, just for West and just at like 5 p.m. that some guy spends like an hour doing. Between the 3 of us, we trade pretty much throughout the day. Could be in the morning, mid or late afternoon. So the prices are I think pretty reliable. They're spread out throughout the day. We sell them in high quantity, high volume, so we try to do our best job as possible to give you the prices that we think is fair. Some people have gone on the website and said that the prices are tailored toward buyers, and we do tailor it toward buyers because if we ourselves wouldn't have bought it for that price, we won't list it at that price. Some people look at it and they go, Gleaming Talon, we've sold it, I see it starting to be sold for 80 to 100 platinum. And we're like, that's great. That's great. If somebody sells it for 180 or 80 platinum, good for them. We would never buy it for that price. We don't feel that you should buy it for that price. We wouldn't buy it for that price. We try to get it for about 50. If we're selling it, we'll try to sell it for about 50, 55 platinum. We won't go 80 or 100. We feel like that's outlandish, but to each their own. Everybody has their own opinion. That's what we try to keep it at. That's what we sell it at. Obviously, if we're wanting to buy these items, you want to buy them for this price. If you buy it for the prices listed, you're not getting cheated. It's a reliable, decent, fair price. So try to buy them for around this price. If you get them for a little lower, good for you. If you're selling, try to sell them for a little higher than this because you want to make your platinum, right? We have a lot of these items. We sold a lot of these items, so the items we're not so attached to them. We'll sell them, no big deal. We'll get another one later. But for those people that don't play a lot, they don't have the hours and hours invested into them, sell them for a little more. Don't just give it up for 10 platinum if it's 15. Try to get 18 or 20. Do your negotiating skills and try to make your platinum. I know a couple people have been asking me how I make my platinum and what items I sell and all that kind of good stuff. As you can see here, I've made quite a bit. I've been spending a ton too. I bought all the new shoulder accessories and the shoulder ones and the chest piece and all that kind of stuff. I just bought them all. So it's nice to have all the extra platinum. You make all the extra platinum and you can just buy whatever you want. I think I've bought just about everything in the game. My Sentinel's all decked out. So since the patch has come out, I've made over about 1,700 platinum So it's like in a month I made that. So it's relatively easy to make platinum, although it does take a little bit of time. It just takes patience